All right, guys, I got to be honest. For many years, anytime I heard someone at a distributor say, "Oh yeah, they're into cryogenics," my brain did this whole 360 in my head, and I picture a guy in a lab coat freezing a Terminator, and I'm over here like, "Bro, I sell torches, the opposite of freezing." So today, I'm going to translate cryogenics into normal welding industry English for a lot of us that when we first start in the hard goods, we hear this term and we're like, what the hell is that? What is it? What gases it usually means? What tanks and vessels are you looking at? And who uses it? And why it matters when you hear it in industrial gas. In simple terms, cryogenics is just when gases are handled at a ridiculously low temperatures. So in our world, welding supply, industrial gas distributors, cryogenics usually means the gases that are stored and delivered as ultra cold liquids and the equipment that goes with it. Get it? Makes sense now, right? Translation. When people say cryogenics, they usually mean the big three, meaning liquid oxygen, liquid nitrogen, liquid argon, plus the containers and hardware and to store and convert the liquid back into usable gases. So if you remember nothing about this, remember this. Cryogenics is less science project and more deliberate method plus hardware. There you have it. Done with the whole episode. But let's hit the big three, the ones that show up constantly in welding and industrial distribution. Liquid nitrogen. This is the inner gas. This is the gas for purging, blanketing, freezing labs, food and manufacturing. Then you have liquid argon. This is the quiet hero behind a lot of MIG, TIG, shielding supply at higher volumes, plus metallurgy and specialty manufacturing. Of course, then you have liquid oxygen. This is the, hey, let's make that fire hotter, right? Gas, steel, industrial processes, hospital as part of their oxygen supply chain, wastewater treatment, series of volume users. So if hard goods, it's torch and sparks, cryo is like, hey, what if we ship the gas in as a liquid so we can ship a lot of it? And also, it tries to turn everything it touches into a freezer. So why don't they even bother storing this stuff as liquid? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because liquid is dense, so you can store more product in a smaller footprint versus compressed gas cylinders. When customers are burning through gas like crazy, manufacturing, big fab, hospitals, food plants, cylinders become a constant pain in the butt. Swapping, deliveries, inventory, downtime, and it's more expensive. Cryo systems are basically the industrial gas version of saying, hey, stop carrying water bottles instead of plumbing. Man, that was big too. Now, here's the part where most hard goods people get lost because a lot of the equipment might look familiar, but it's not. Things called like a dewar. A dewar is just a classic vacuum insulated vessel made to hold liquefied gases. The concept goes back to 1892 by James Dewar. It's basically the original thermos for liquid nitrogen and friends. So yes, the same principle that keeps your coffee hot also keeps nitrogen cold enough to ruin your entire day. Then you have things like a Dewar cylinder. This is what you see at a lot of customer sites that are not big enough for a bulk tank. It looks like a cylinder, but it's double walled, it's vacuum insulated, and it's built for liquid. There are common, these are usually used for in labs, small manufacturing shops, specific processes, anyone who wants liquid supply without a massive outdoor tank. Then, of course, the next level is the micro bulk. It's the middle lane between cylinders and full bulk. Smaller tank systems often are on a skid. Sometimes they have a telemetry, regular fuel schedules, and so on, so on. So basically, micro bulk is he's saying like, hey, I'm not ready for a full relationship, but I'm done with Tinder. You get the idea. Then you have bulk tank, that big outdoor tank at a hospital, manufacturer, steel plant. This is where the volume lives. Usually you got a storage tank, vaporizers, regulator distribution into the facility. If you see those frosty pipes and big hardware, it's cryo country. When a distributor says they're into cryogenics, they're basically saying this account has liquid storage and flow requirements. It's very simple once you know. Common buckets, hospitals, medical systems, oxygen supply infrastructure, it's real. Steel and metal processing, oxygen usage, oxygen usage could be massive. Large manufacturing, argon, nitrogen for processes, food and beverage, nitrogen for freezing, chilling, packaging, labs, universities, biotech, liquid nitrogen is everywhere. So cryogenics isn't one weird niche thing, it's the backbone of a lot of the industrial supply. But cryogenic liquids come with some serious hazards. Asphyxiation risk, nitrogen and argon can displace oxygen. That's why ventilation and monitoring it really is important. It really matters. Oxygen enrichment risk. Oxygen can take ordinary materials, ignite them more easily. We do know that in the torch business. And with liquid nitrogen system, there's even a known issue where oxygen can condense out of air in cold environments. Cold burns, and embrittlements. The stuff is so cold enough to damage tissue instantly, like Terminators, right? We talked about that, and makes some materials very, very brittle. Look, if hard goods is don't point at me with the flame, cryo is like, hey, don't turn your leg into glass. Different problems, same goal. Go home with all your body parts. At least that's the way I want to do it. So cryogenics isn't mysterious distributor talk. It's just the liquid supply side of the industrial gas, nitrogen, argon, oxygen, and the tanks and systems that make it practical, so you can deliver the damn thing. If this helps you, and hey, send it to someone, another coworker, another salesperson that is in the hard goods that they have no clue what cryogenics is, like I didn't know myself, and then we all pretend like, oh, I'm getting a phone call, let me get out of here. And remember, every spark has a story. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep the flame alive.